morning. This morning I'm going to share a little bit about Noble Eightfold Path. Noble Eightfold Path is the most perfect set of the teaching that the Buddha mentioned. When there is a Noble Eightfold Path, there is the path that deliver you into liberation. So Noble Eightfold Path is the samana path that the Buddha said can come to the fruit of liberation. So when we divided the Noble Eightfold Path into life, then it carry life, living, and end of life and death in this very life. So Noble Eightfold Path start from right view, come to right contemplation, means right thinking. Then talking about discipline, action, livelihood, three kind of living action need to be right. Then talking about right mindfulness by right diligence. After mindfulness, then we talk about concentration at the end. So first part is right view. Right view means carry the wisdom by learning in order to go up, establish the right view, supporting the end, right concentration. If the view is not right, means your perception in the mind is not right, then the end that we call is not right concentration, means wrong concentration. So very careful that our viewpoint means our thinking mind, that right mindfulness and right concentration means the thinking mind, that all the perception running there, we need to be very careful. Don't let the wrong perception enter into the mind and process there. So this is not only your sitting there and all the action, whatever the body doing, whatever the speaking, need to be mindful in order that not let the wrong perception, unwholesome thought come into the mind and process. It's called the right view. Wrong view means the wrong idea come into the mind and process into action, so that the discipline, livelihood, speaking will be disturbed. When Buddha mentioned about right view, then they talk about right view means, one definition is the past, present, and future. So in Buddhism, they're connected, the original life into concern about the past, present, and future. Means you check the past. Oh, what is the viewpoint I have right now? If learning a new thing, what you understand is more advanced when you compare to the past, then the past one you need to give up in order to follow right, follow what you value right now. That is the proper one. That is the more advanced one. Then you put the viewpoint that into the new form and then process into the future. This is called the awakening. You're aware something is not right in the past, then you follow the new thing, what you learn comparative to the past. If the past is wholesome, I have that love or loving kindness, then I process that. Love others, with care, then I process that. In the past, it made me ease and it made me happy, make me no anger. If I process this perception, then I follow continually. Let it process to the future because it's benefit. So this is called antidote, the viewpoint that makes your antidote. So that I have the hindrance, 5 hindrance is unwholesome. All of this hindrance that is wholesome. All the 7 factors of awakening mention about this. So we need to check about 3 periods of time, the past, present, and future. The Buddha said that when we contemplate about it, we think about it, so the past will connect it into very far to the past. Not only this period of life, but the pattern of thinking mind have connected a lot of things that cannot name before we born into this life. So this kind of faith is not easy to build up by people. Yeah. So people have different value to different judge of it. One of the value is only this very life, no past and no future. That is a being, as a human being today we have. And then they have other beings that thinking about life only this very life to the future. They don't have past that they don't count. And Buddhism, or in Indian culture, the yogi and Buddhism, they thought and they observe, they see that have a lot of connection to this called the Jing. Jing. Yeah, Jing. Not only Jing of physical and material, but they have Jing of the perception connected to very past. I don't know what you are thinking about, but I see my life have more connected. Yeah, before this life can be, predicted that is something that more deep into the life can be explained from this very life to the future. So I have the faith, life connected into 3, means the past, the present, and the future. So I'm very mindful to contemplate, if the past can connect it and the future can connect it, and then the life right now can be ending connected to the past, connected to the future. This is become more profound thing to my life. I need to contemplate, if that is a release, means you need to, I don't think more about the past, and I can don't think more to the future by mindfulness. So mindfulness is very makes sense to me, and then mindfulness can be concentrated concentrate to stop. If the liberation is nothing there, things there, and then not self there, empty there in the future, then we need to stop. So use a lot of diligence into stopping ceases from the attachment of form. The attachment to perception makes sense to me. Unless you have a lot of desire or a lot of what we call that energy into it, otherwise it's not processing. It's back to the normal life, trapping into this sensual memory, and the mind carry on process. So the process of the mind state, we call that flow. Not only perception will grab, but this very light pattern when the sensual they grab. Sometimes his mind state is in the sensual. Work in the hand, work in the eye, work in the ear, like that. Flow, we call that flow. What is a flow? Existing flow, desire flow. Ignorance flow. Means you don't know what you are doing, that is called ignorant flow. And then view flow. Liu. Flow. So the Buddha said that long four flow, will flow, desire flow, existing flow. One more? Huh? Ignorance flow. This is called flow. Is the unwholesome viewpoint. Because view means that you see it, you observe it, or you have insight. Know what is going on in your mind state. Pull it back into mindfulness or into wholesome perception. Then you will run in this flow. So life is very challenging. I don't know much about the normal life pattern in the world that can do it. In the monastic, still not many people want to do it. Do it means want to practice it seriously to stop all this flow of mind state. So the mind is not concentrate all the time. Even those we say that less than concentrate, we call that mind. He don't want to put the mind full there. He want to let the mind to follow desire into burning, follow the existence of brain, and follow ignorance. Let his mind no government, no mindful at all. Or follow the view, means attachment to something. Follow the view, like that. So this, let me see that there are two kinds of personality. One is original personality, one is noble person, noble personality. So for me, myself, that I want to have my pattern more close to noble personality because it's more released. This more makes sense into the right. You cannot follow all that grabbing and that burning and that ignorance all the time. You need to pull back your life. Unless 24 hours, you need to fulfill certain hour. Maybe in the past only one or two makes sense to me. in concentrate or in try to be mindful like that. But right now, after many years of working, they will work 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours like that. And more time already been processed into try to be mindful and concentrate. So that when you are mindful and concentrate, you are diligent, then it makes the habitual pattern almost like the diligent will be energetic, and then the mindfulness will be more present, you see it, and then the concentration is more accomplishment, even though not achieved yet, but it already have more percentage advance than the viewpoint too. Psychologically, not only you can check yourself that your viewpoint will be purified, the unwholesome one, from time to time, and pleasant, more timing, more action in your mind, that more remembering in the wholesome pattern you have. Even you have the psychic power to check other beings too, because of you see other being not only the bodily action, but you can see his mind is not in the right. I mean, in the right is ignorant, ignoble path. You will see that his mind is clinging to something that not pointing to this ignorant like that. So practice in Noble Eightfold path, it really make this very life more smart. And more purify his own problem, not stuck there. I'm very fortunate. I meet this kind of teaching, or we call that viewpoint. It really processing this kind of connection. It makes sense to my own life. If not follow like that, I may follow like my friend and my classmates in the school, or my family, that what they are doing. Only make something that more and more grabbing, and more worry and fear, even though more and more attached to something. Their mind is not released. What I compare myself with them, when have some time come with them, always have resentment, always have to complain, always have something stressful, not reducing but increasing. Then when I see my own life like that, it really have some life different. According to the samana, or according to original life in the samsara, these two paths. One is a path to advance to liberation, pointing to a more higher sublime state, moving out from the circle. And one other kind of life is just opposite. They put themselves into uncontrollable in the circle of turning. That turning force become more and more strong, take over his mind and body. And the mind and body just become hopeless and depressed. So I see life, they may have more obstacles, not depression, but when you see deep into the life, that depression is not coming until it's aging, until the life more illness. Then he will know that when this very body is not energetic, the mind becomes more active and more excited into the circle. That is called karma. So karma won't see it by clever, very clever, because you think you can, you are, it's different. You are not included there. You think you're very clever. When the time comes, no one can save you, because the Buddha said, you are responsible of the cause and effect. Right cause come to processing, it becomes right effect. Wrong cause, if it is processing, it comes to wrong fact. This is called the right view. They always start from wholesome and unwholesome. If this viewpoint is still confused in your mind, this being need to work very hard and need for guidance. Otherwise, life will not come to enlightenment. This is a short part of Noble Eightfold Path. I talk them with what I see and what I skillfully for my own benefit. I don't know about you all, but Noble Eightfold Path is the only path that very complete set, all with the 37 factors of awakening. Most of them, you see, they have the 4 foundational mindfulness, 4 right striving, like that, 4, and then they have 5, they have 7, but most complete set is 8 noble truth. So 8 means that they have more factors that can be using into contemplate. So contemplate come into concentrate. You see, the contemplate in Chinese, we have a word to say called W-I-L-L, means the will. You need to hold it like that. Don't let it loose. So W-I-L-L is very important, because this kind of will means, you need to show you are cowboy, like that. I love the word of cowboy, and I watch a lot of Western cowboy movie. You know, that is the right man and the wrong man. They always say that this is right, this is wrong. Right have right judge. So you make yourself righteous and become judge of right by holding this W-I-L-L. When you say something about you, young man, you will come into the city. I see that you have that kind of view. You say you are very strong, and I see it too. That is the strong. Not give up. I want to do this like that, and I follow it up. And only one thing that need to be concerned is try to grab the whole someone with that kind of will. You are perfect. I myself too have that kind of very strong and stubborn viewpoint, but sometimes the viewpoint is being wrong, then you go wrong. WILL means that will is not strong, they won't come into practice easy. Yeah, we need to have very strong personality, even though extreme, but when the will been purified, it become more easy and more balanced. Only need practice by will in order that this will come into balance. So balance need insight. So insight comes from two. One is your friend's opinion of sharing. The second one is your self-observation, and you see it by yourself, so the insight will be rising. Once the insight rising, life become more balanced. So after that, with that will or volition or concentrate, it's all in the same name. The name stopping in balance point. If that is happen, of course, insight or wisdom is in there. So the Chan practitioner, they said that wisdom and concentration is like the hand. You can see it two sides in once. I think this will make sense to me too. When if it is the practice and it comes from your own self-realization and transformation, then your life become more wise into freedom. Thank you.